the people of in Tamil Nadu that the moment the DMK government comes to power, a 5 rupees cut on the price of petrol, 4 rupees price cut on the price of diesel, and 100 rupees on the LPG gas. See, this is something where the finance minister, who has all the powers to reduce, even in the parliament, the budget session, when I asked her, she refused to answer the question in the parliament. But even when I came late, when you had asked a question to her, she said she's putting the blame on the state government and putting the blame on the GST. See, it's a irony when the BJP government introduced GST. They said one nation, one tax. But is it that the reality? Are we having the same GST structure for petrol or for alcohol or whatever other products? Whichever suits had been kept separately. And they asked us, wanted us to believe that it's a one state, one country, one tax. I'm asking you, in the time of crisis, see, we had last 1 year, exactly, nearly it's going to be a year, after the COVID incident, India has gone through, not only India, the entire world has been suffering. When the finance minister and the minister for state for finance came on television, they were like snake charmers. You've seen the snake charmers in the road? You'll see a snake charmer, he'll say, there'll be a mongoose, there'll be a snake, and they'll be put in the cage. The snake charmer will say, the mongoose is going to fight the snake, and he's going to kill the snake. This is what they've been doing, but they will, till the end, you will never see that fight. The same thing the Indian finance minister said, these are the benefits which are going to reach the people of India, but none of the benefits did reach. So this I'm saying is, at least now, when the international price of crude has come down, why can't we reduce the rates? Why can't you, to reduce the cess and import duty, she need not need the GST council. She can do it by herself. She just needs the will. I feel there's no will because you want to build a new parliament for 10,000 crores. Did we ask for it? You want to build a new palatial house for the Prime Minister of India. Is it needed at this time? You want to build a palatial house for the Vice President. Is it very, very important? These are most important things that will change the way India does business. Or will the image of the Prime Minister or will the image of India change? Because if this is done, this is the time you should go put money in people who have lost their jobs because of the coronavirus and people are suffering. This, the government of India failed. And the worst case, more than 65% of the petrol is used by two-wheelers. Who are the two-wheelers? Middle-class people. The price of petrol is now going to reach 100. And diesel is nearly going to be 90s. And today in Chennai, when every petrol bunk has a photograph of Modi, Prime Minister Modi, saying that he has wiped out tears of poor people who are using wood as a fuel. And he says that this is, yes, he has wiped it out. You are making everyone cry now. And you have a photo there, and you're saying, listen, I have brought LPG gas to everybody. Is it affordable? It's going to reach 1,000 rupees.
Do you believe that the opposition has done enough to pile pressure on this? One criticism has been that the fact that such a big issue, there is no doubt, and here on the India Today group, we have consistently...
Let me ask you something. Like, you are an anchor, you are the news media. Why is the news channel so silent? Not you. I'm saying every news channel.
I can speak for mine.
No, I'm not saying, I'm accusing everybody. I'm not pinpointing you. I'm saying that it's a curse that in this, last year, one thing I say, in every successful government, I've seen this, but the media has been muted.
No.
The opposition has been muted. And what happens is, unwarranted things are being highlighted. What is the necessity? I'm saying is that when in 2013, 2012, the price of fuel were increased because of a genuine cause, because of the international crude price. Prime Minister Modi said that he'll reduce it.
Let me just add something, sir.
Sure.
Then we'll take it forward on the fuel price issue because it's even I believe it's a highly important issue.
It is a burning issue, and we should.
Now.
In fact, I'll ask you. Last week, we were at the Parliament. We wanted to talk about the fuel, right? They never allowed us.
I'll tell you. Because on India Today, we've highlighted those issues. I can't speak for other channels. India Today is far superior to them in terms of the issues we highlight. We debate the issues of price rise and the fuel price hike all the time, as you yourself have just said. My question to you also, sir, is there also a lack of, a collaborative more national high-pressure effort to bring the pressure on the government as far as this fuel price hike is concerned? Because so far it appears to be pretty disjointed. One view is that for such a huge issue, there should be a much, much bigger campaign.
See, unfortunately, the propaganda mechanism of BJP and RSS is so good. They try to sideline all these small issues. The major issues are sidelined, and small, petty issues are being highlighted. I'm sure that India Today is doing a good job, but there are other channels when you open up, you know it's a government-sponsored news. They try to make a mountain out of a molehill, and people are getting carried away. And if you see today, if you want to say, they'll talk about the privacy issue. The privacy is good. And suddenly they become the judges of privacy, and they say, we are going to go war against WhatsApp, they're going to war on Facebook, but it's just a distraction method. I'm very concerned. When Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman said, oh, she wants the alliance to win, it is BJP which is running Tamil Nadu for the last 4.5 years after Jayalalitha's death.
And you've made some promises in your manifesto also about corruption.
DMK, I'm saying, and in fact, I was shocked to see yesterday when the Chief Minister
of Tamil Nadu. The Chief Minister.
Yes, I was wondering why Rahul didn't ask this question. Jayalalitha herself was convicted for corruption. She was the first Chief Minister of India to go to prison.
No, Rahul did ask the question as far as the allegation of corruption is concerned.
What I'm saying is, I would like to ask. Okay, I'm not going to say. I would like to ask. He has the audacity to lie on television saying there's no cases. But there are cases on listen, DMK, all the false cases put on DMK, everyone, we are out of it. But Jayalalitha was convicted. If Jayalalitha was alive, she'll be in prison, and she would have walked out of prison along with Sasikala. Now, what is they saying? There's no corruption. And BJP, I'll ask you one straightforward question. As a layman, because this is what people are asking me. Hey, Modi ji is saying that he's against corruption. Yeah, I said, okay. Then why are you saying? Okay, Modi ji is against corruption. How did Modi ji overturn Madhya Pradesh government? How did Modi ji try to overturn Puducherry government? Where is the money coming from? Where's money? Is the RBI printing separate money for the BJP to turn down governments? That means I would like to ask on behalf of the people, listen, there's something funny about it. You are being a hypocrite. Are you corrupt? People want to know. In fact, I raised a point in the parliament during the budget speech. Yeah. I asked this, listen, 35,000 crores are being spent for the vaccination program of India. And only 2 companies are allowed to do it. When another company came from UK, it was not even allowed. See, this raises a question. Okay. Why?
So, I understand what you're saying. You're saying that there are unanswered questions as far as corruption is concerned.
I'm asking this 35,000 crores which are being spent for vaccination. A forensic audit should be done on those companies to ensure the money is not siphoned to any ruling party in any other way. Because, you see, it's our money.
Yeah.
And I'll ask you another thing. Today, if I get a vaccination certificate in a government hospital, a certificate comes with the Prime Minister's photo. If I pay for it in a private hospital, why should I have a Prime Minister's photo on it? This is all private companies.
And we've seen this become a political issue also in poll-bound Bengal.
Yes.
It's an ongoing issue with the Election Commission as well. There has been some action on that front. Let's just come back to Tamil Nadu, Mr. Maran, because
this is also Tamil Nadu. This is also affecting Tamil Nadu.
I understand. Since you brought up Chief Minister EPS yesterday and you watched his session as well, I want to draw an answer from you on the question, which is, many believed that in the post-Jayalalitha era, the AIADMK would splinter, it would be destroyed by factions, it would not be sustained. His assertion is that his leadership, his government has proven all of that wrong, and that is a threat to the DMK going forward in this election because he's provided a sort of cohesive hold on the AIADMK.
See, there's a nice Tamil song which says that the snake, which is sitting on the Paramasivan's head, asked Garuda, are you all okay? Where did the snake get the strength from? Because right now, Edappadi Palaniswamy is sitting on the head of Modi. The BJP is the one which is running this government, and that's the reason he survived. BJP, in turn, what they did was, they ran this government. In fact, they pushed all their policies, all their RSS policies on Tamil Nadu, which would have never happened. Today, we are suffering. Today, NEET, we didn't want NEET. Isn't that we never
promised to ban NEET?
We will ban NEET. We will ban NEET. And today, the government of India is saying that they'll bring NEET even for nursing schools. What is wrong with you? What are you trying? Let me tell you, they have some advisor who's an half-baked advisor returned from US, sitting in the Prime Minister's plan and trying to make India into US. We survived US. Our education system was so good that our people went and conquered in US. Now, suddenly you want us to change the entire system because you have a half-baked US return who's in the advisory panel advising the Prime Minister, the committee, to change all the system. And by changing the system, will India change? India is a plural country, which has multiple cultures, multiple languages. You don't want to encourage that. You want to become like what? See, when every time they say is that we want to change history, we want to change what Nehru did, we want to do this. I'm asking you something. Why don't you learn from history? Look at Europe. Europe has got so many languages. They respect and love each language, and they are flourishing. What happened to USSR? You must know in your school days, USSR was shown as a mighty country. Because you're there, only one language was spoken, and they tried to force one language on everybody. Where is it now? It is completely gone. The same thing, why are we doing today? We want to see one thing, we are not against Hindi. Anyone wants to learn Hindi, they are free to do it. But don't force it on us. And unfortunately, earlier you were pushing Hindi. Now, to please some sectors, Sanskrit is being forced. Why should I learn Sanskrit? Where only in 2011 census, only 22,000 people have said their mother tongue is Sanskrit. See, you are spending 800 crores, nearly 800 crores, to promote Sanskrit. Where is that money coming from? If you put it out of your pocket, I don't care. But it's coming out of my tax base, I pay tax. And for the other classical languages, like Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and Kannadam, they are hardly spending 20 crores.
I want to talk, I want to tap into that point you made on that cultural bridge, Mr. Maran, because the BJP and whatever you say about it, you've got the Home Minister, you've got the Prime Minister, explicitly saying, we regret that we can't send you this message in Tamil. I can't speak Tamil. They've both said it in the last few days. There is a recognition there in the BJP that cultural bridge has to be crossed if they are to have any kind of presence.
Shiv, do you think the Tamils are fools? Because I'm saying yesterday...
No, the reason I'm asking is because the DMK has painted them as an upper caste Hindi party which can never grow roots in Tamil Nadu.
No, I'm asking, do you think Tamils are fools? If the Prime Minister, the Home Minister is going to come speak few words in Tamil or recite some Tirukural in Tamil, we appreciate it. But one thing is this, why can't you make all the 22 language in the schedule as official language? You don't want to do that, but you want to go to UN and speak in Tamil. Because why? Because of the elections are coming. After this election is over, you think the Prime Minister, the Home Minister is going to talk in Tamil? And I was astonished when Mr. J.P. Nada yesterday was here. He says that Mr. Modi gave Jallikattu to Tamil Nadu. Is it Mr. Modi gave Jallikattu to Tamil Nadu? The Supreme Court. So what I'm saying now, the Supreme Court is part of the
ordinance.
Yeah, but I'm saying is, again, you have to change, because the Supreme Court says you have to rule it. But I'm saying is, see, you come into us. You come in, see, one thing is, we Tamil Nadu are a peace-loving nation, peace-loving state, and we are with you. We like to be part of the national stream. But when you come and say that you are anti-Hindu, so I ask, hey, come on. I don't know. When I went to my school, when I filled up my application, on my college application, I said, I'm Hindu. Now they say, you are not a Hindu. I said, who are you? Now, who gave the authority to BJP to call me anti-Hindu? Is there any certificate there? Or they don't any special course in India, or the BJP or RSS is giving a scholarship program to call whoever they want anti-Hindu or anti-Indian? I am as much as Hindu as you are. But one thing is this, do not come and ridicule me. See, one thing is this, we are coming from the Dravidian state. We are coming from the state of Periyar. We are coming from the state of Anda. We are coming from the state of Kalaga, where we question. Yes. Whenever you try to say, we want equal rights. There were times you never allowed us into temples. We fought for it. And said, we have to be allowed into temples. And that's the reason we are there. And today, today people are educated most in Tamil Nadu compared to the rest of the countries because of the Dravidian leaders who ensured there was reservation for us. But what did BJP do? BJP bought 10% reservation for the higher class, for forward community, and disguises that economically poor people. I'm asking, why?
Putting the regionalism aside for a moment, does the DMK find itself on the defensive when it comes to the nationalist sort of narrative and rhetoric that is there as part of campaigns and politics right now?
When BJP government was being pulled down by the same AIADMK, when Jayalalitha pulled down the BJP government, it was DMK who supported Mr. Vajpayee to lead the country. But unfortunately, we lost in one vote. And we did go with alliance, but one thing is we ensure that they don't bring the racism into the country. We stopped them from that. We did that. That means that time we were a nationalist party. So DMK has been always in the national stream. Right now we are saying that do not use religion. Do not divide the country. Is it necessary you have to divide us in the country? And what are you trying to say, the new education policy? You are trying to say that, okay, your caste-based education. You're going back to those old days. Okay, you are a Sudra, you cannot go for higher education. You do what your father did, your ancestors did. Is that what we want? Is that what brings the country to development stage? No. Because one sect, 2% of the population wants to dominate us. We fought it. We won it here. All we asking is equality. Let's all be equal. Why are we divided? Why is BJP dividing? Every time an election comes, they take religion into their hands, they sow poison into the state, and they leave it. But they don't realize the seeds of poison which is sowed starts growing. Why do you want hatred? Tamil Nadu, we had never had a fight amongst Hindus, Muslims, or Christians. Such a peaceful state. But you guys come. Because elections around the corner, you want to divide us. Why? Why are you doing it? Is that wrong for asking? But let me tell you, people of Tamil Nadu are very peaceful, and they believe in plurality. They believe that in secularism, and this election, they'll prove it. They will chase BJP out. Not only BJP and its ADMK ally out of the state.
I want to, speaking of allies, Mr. Maran, I want to throw a little bit of focus now on your alliance partner, the Congress. We've all been tracking the seat sharing discussions that are happening. Of course, on television, we like to paint them as turbulence and one person is not happy. But of course, let's be realistic. These things happen when discussions are happening. But isn't it a reality, sir, that the Congress has been severely diminished as far as its partnership role in this alliance is concerned from what it once was? Whether you look at it mathematically, whether you look at it in terms of how long these seat-sharing talks were stretched out. It looks like the DMK is declaring that the Congress is a liability.
You're trying to
no,
trap
I'm not
me.
trying to trap you. This is the reality.
You've
been a minister in a Congress-led government in the center, so you've worked closely with them.
See, let me do something. Every political party goes ups and down. Absolutely. I think it's that there's also Congress also realizes that. Yes. But one thing is this, in Tamil Nadu, I can talk only for Tamil Nadu, I can say that we as DMK are very, very clear because we have told Congress that, listen, we have to capture the power. Because 10 years to being not in power and allowing BJP to be in power, and if Congress doesn't do what we asked them to do or come into an agreement with us, it will only encourage BJP to grow in the state. We ensured in 2019, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, BJP could not even get one seat. And we have to continue the success. And I'm so happy that Congress leadership understood that. And they have accepted it. And it's natural. Any elections, any political party, any alliance party will want to contest in more seats. And any major party, the regional party will also want to contest in many more seats. It's always an understanding. But one thing is this, we are sure, but one thing we want the commitment we want to give is, yes, but you will win all the 25 seats we are allowed to do.
Yeah. There's no question of jibing or sneering at it, sir, because we understand that there have to be ups and downs in politics. There's no question of, making fun of one alliance partner or the other. We're realistic about it. But one has to also face the fact, Mr. Maran, that we've gone from your party leader, Mr. Stalin, going from proposing Rahul Gandhi's name as the next prime minister down to saying, I'm sorry, we can't give you anywhere close to the number of seats you want in this alliance. There has clearly been a major dip in faith.
No, not at all. Not
in
at
the
all.
Congress.
Not at all.
It being a force of drag rather than help in an alliance like this.
Every political party goes ups and downs. There are times when DMK never even won one seat. There are times when ADMK never won. In 2004, ADMK won 0 seats. But in Tamil Nadu, it keeps on changing. But one thing is this, we realize that when you give more seats to the allies, DMK doesn't come to power. In 2016 election, the difference between ADMK and DMK alliance was 1.5%. Let me see the numbers in vote, 1.5 lakh votes. That was a difference between DMK alliance and ADMK. And who came to power? If Congress, see, that's when we said, listen, it's very crucial that we stand more seats, we fight. And when it comes to, I think this is the reason, and this is what we have said, and this is what my leader, MK Stalin, has put forth, and he has succeeded. And today we say that my leadership succeeded in convincing. When we are convinced, why are you bothered?
Speaking of your family itself, Mr. Maran, there is one view that this is the biggest fight ever for the DMK. It comes in the post-Jayalalitha, post-Karunanidhi era, and with the AIA DMK claiming to have consolidated its power in the aftermath of these two towering leaders, the threat from the DMK stands diminished. Do you also see this as a big fight for survival for the DMK?
DMK alliance, the same alliance which is facing under the leadership of through MK Stalin in 2019, decimated ADMK and the BJP. In this, we are very confident. See, one thing is this, it's a mood of the people. Do understand that, as I told you earlier, if the AIDMK government survived, because it's a proxy government of BJP. It was BJP's government, the entire central power. See, BJP is not alone. BJP comes with CBI, ED, IT, and you name, now NIA, you name, and now they come with all the alliance partners of the BJP, BJP coalition. And we survived. And we will now, it's more than people have an hatred towards BJP. People are waiting for a change. Unfortunately, they could not have the opportunity to change this government because of the democracy. And my leader, the MK Stalin, has been saying it often. We do not want to pull down a government like what BJP does. We are one who respects democracy. See, that's the reason we never tried to do anything, underhand dealings or trying to do a bail. We want the people's decision should be respected.
Speaking of dynasty, sir, your family has also come under fresh, very expected attack. I'm sure your party also expected it, and your family did when Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin has also been announced as one of the candidates for this upcoming election. Has the fact that the DMK has come under attack for dynasty, with some sections saying, so the DMK is also proven to fall for dynastic politics.
A pot calling the kettle black. So 2 generations of Amit Shah in BCCI is okay. Amit Shah was there, now son is Jay Shah is there. 3 generations of Raje family coming and ruling in Rajasthan, that is okay? Yes, that is okay. How many people in Karnataka? How many? I think more than 19 people.
So you're saying dynasty is a reality in politics?
So what I'm saying is, they should look at the back. I can go on and on and on. What is in the BJP MPs? So what is the Minister of State for Finance? Who is he? His father was the Chief Minister of Himachal. It's there, very, very evident there. What about Menaka Gandhi and her son Varun Gandhi? They belong to BJP. Aren't they both sitting in the same house in the Lok Sabha? See, right now, when you do not have the proper, this is not you means, I'm saying the opposition, BJP, you should come and talk about the policies. The election manifesto, which is announced by my leader, come and find fault in it. You don't want to do that. So you want to try to find some other thing because you know that it's a winning election manifesto and DMK is on the right track. So how do I defame it? People are bored. Even we are bored. All I'm saying is right now, people of Tamil Nadu need a change. And one thing is, yes, DMK, under the leadership of MK Stalin, is going to make the change and it will honor the commitment. And people know, and the manifestos announced by DMK, we have delivered it last time. In 2006, we said something and we delivered it. And this time also, when we say we'll reduce the price of petrol by 5 rupees, Mr. Stalin will reduce. When you say we'll reduce the price of diesel by 4 rupees, Mr. MK Stalin will reduce as a chief minister. When you say 100 rupees will be given to the families for concession for LPG, Mr. MK Stalin will do that. And Mr. MK Stalin said, I'm going to give 4,000 rupees for every family who have been affected by the corona. 4,000 rupees will go to every family in Tamil Nadu because Mr. Stalin has promised it. Mr. Stalin has promised prosperity. Mr. Stalin has promised an industrial revolution in Tamil Nadu and show that once again, Tamil Nadu will stand tall under the able leadership of Mr. MK Stalin.
Mr. S. Gurumurthy, who was here yesterday, Mr. Maran, he's been attacked by both the AIADMK and the DMK, and he said some very interesting things yesterday. And he said that for MK Stalin and the Karunanidhi family, this is a fight for survival. And if the DMK alliance does not win this election, that family's political presence is going to come under great threat, and its control of the party is going to come under threat. How would you respond to that?
See, it's easy for people to pass irresponsible statements. You should come into the main line, survive. Probably he's frustrated that all his plans to bring in Rajinikanth or bring in others fell flat on the foot. You should, and you did ask him that, you did, but what I'm saying is they want to cover up that. They feel that sitting in an AC room, they can come up with theories, and they Chanakyas, they are so smart because God has given them extraordinary brain power, they can do damage. People of Tamil Nadu will teach such people a good lesson.
Why do you think, Mr. Rajinikanth, up till the last minute, was planning to do it and then made that U-turn? What in your mind is the reason?
I don't want to. It's one thing is this. You should ask the person yesterday. He was the one who was praising him and he was writing articles, giving interviews, arguing up all the...
He said it was only because of health. Do you think it was only because of health?
I'm asking something. You should ask him. Why was he arguing the limelight in all the national media and saying he's going to come, he's going to come? Did we say he's going to come? He said, because he was the biggest brain. He failed. He's trying to cover up his failure.
The other superstar in politics is currently involved in a big slugfest with your leader, Kamal Haasan. He's going to be here shortly at the conclave as well. It's kind of deteriorated into a very personal kind of spat between Kamal Haasan and Mr. Stalin, which is strange because otherwise he's seen as a friendly face.
We wish Mr. Kamal Haasan all the very best, but unfortunately, we are sorry.
You must expand on that point.
It explains everything. I'm sorry.
Because he's been out on the campaign trail right now. You're being condescending to the latest entrant into Tamil Nadu politics, and you're saying you're sorry.
I didn't say anything, but I feel sorry.
You shook your head and said you're sorry twice to Kamal Haasan. I'm sure he's going to be briefed before he arrives.
Okay, I'll say sorry thrice.
No, but honestly, what kind of role do you think someone like a Kamal Haasan will play, in this election?
You should ask his boss. You should ask Amit Shah or Modi.
You're saying the BJP is controlling Kamal Haasan also?
Yes. Okay. Yes. You should ask them. You should ask their bosses what will be the future of Kamal Haasan. Ask Modi. It's BJP's B team. Shamelessly, he's doing the job.
Why do you say that? Explain that. What kind of role does Kamal Haasan play in this election that makes him, in your view, the B team of the BJP?
See, unfortunately, the way he's been going around with things, it is very evident for people of Tamil Nadu. See, one thing is we have been watching him. See, he's been not a superstar like Rajini, but he's been liked by everybody. Yeah. And I have all respects for him as an individual, as an hero. As politics, we all judge him and see how fast he changed colors. He's been changing colors very fast. And this, we know why it happens. Because he's been getting instructions from top. At one point, he was ready to merge his party with Rajinikanth. And you yourself know who was trying to bring Rajinikanth to politics. Who? So what do you say about it? What do you gather about it? We are very clear. Probably people in the north, you should spend more time in south. Stop coming only once in 5 years when there's election in Tamil Nadu. I'll also request not only India Today group, but all the other group, don't come to Tamil Nadu or don't try to have 2-3 contacts. Have more contacts with us.
No, India Today has a permanent presence here in the south.
I'm not saying it's not for you. I'm trying to ridicule someone else here, not you. I'm sending a message.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But final question, Mr. Maran. Last question to you. This has been something that has been tantalizing to television, the Sasikala factor. We saw, the big show of strength when she came from Bengaluru to Chennai. Then a lot of... whispers in the corridors about what her role would be, and then finally that dramatic, unplugging, saying that she's quitting politics and public life. Would you say, let me preempt and say, are you going to say the BJP orchestrated that as well?
First of all, I don't want to talk about a national hero. She fought for the freedom of our country. She fought for Tamil to become a classical language. She fought for Tamil Nadu. In fact, she fought against AIDS. She's a national hero. She's a criminal. She was criminal. If she was a criminal, she was accused, she was convicted for what? For crimes, for corruption. Because she and Jayalalitha, along with 2 others, colluded, cheated the people, took money from the people of Tamil Nadu. And that's the reason she spent 4 years in jail. Who took the credit for it? BJP took the credit for putting Sasikala in jail. And who wanted Sasikala's party to merge with DMK? The same old BJP, who claims they are against corruption. Shame on BJP. Now BJP realizes if Sasikala goes in campaign, she might dent the ADMK vote. So they threatened with their allies. Who are the allies? The Enforcement Department, the Central Bureau of Investigation, NIA, and every other source which they have under their command, who are right now not a caged parrot, a caged rabbit, to go against them. And that's what. If anyone can't see it, and people of Tamil Nadu are just saying, they're waiting. See, now you know why there's a frustration with BJP. Everywhere, few section, only 2% of people, that's the percentage, trying to control the entire Tamil Nadu. Do you want to dominate us in every way? You think we are going to let you do that? Tamil Nadu people will answer that question very soon.
So it's game on in Tamil Nadu. The stage has been set. The tone and tenor has been set. And I can assure you, Mr. Maran, that in India Today, we are not visitors here in Tamil Nadu. We are very much citizens of this state. I was born and brought up here as well. So I can assure you that we will constantly keep an eye on what's happening here. And this is going to be an amazing election. So our full team is going to be completely rooted here right till the end.
Thank you, Shiv.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shiv. Thank you, India Today, for this opportunity. Through India Today, I would like to make a very kind request to the Prime Minister of India, to the Home Minister of India, to the President of India, to all the Union Ministers of India, including the Finance Minister of India. Talk in Tamil, but talk in Tamil not only during the time of elections, talk in Tamil throughout the other, even when there's no elections. And we respect your language, respect our language, make Tamil and also the other 21 languages, which are 22 languages in the 5th schedule, as official language. Then people of Tamil Nadu may trust you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.